to the live. D Lambert 87, hi. Welcome to the live. Last week I did my first Instagram live and have decided to show up every Tuesday at 11:11 just to chat about something. And I wanted to invite everybody who was interested in coming to check it out. Thank you for the hearts. Hi, Vicki. Good morning. Or after, well, yeah, let's start morning. Thank you for making it. So yeah, this is the live, the Tuesdays at 11:11. I love the time, and I wasn't, I feel like I need to have a snazzy name for it, but I'm not quite sure what that's going to be yet. So I'll let you guys know when I figure that out. And I wasn't quite sure what I was going to talk about today. However, I was watching a show last night with my husband, and it gave me a good idea for a topic that I wanted to discuss today to share with everybody. I don't know if you guys have seen that show. I think it's called Breaking the Band or Breaking of the Bands. It follows different bands and how they break up. And I'm a child of the 80s and the 90s. And so rock bands were really, I mean, rock was awesome during that time if you're a music lover. So these two episodes were about the band Motley Crue and Guns N' Roses. So if anybody's familiar with that, or if I'm just dating myself, that's okay too. But the documentary went through and kind of showed sort of how these people came together, how, you know, the rock lifestyle, you know, the travel and the substance abuse and all of these things kind of incorporated to the disintegration of the band, and how some band members would fight, and you know, things didn't end up so great, and obviously those bands aren't together anymore, so I know how the story ends. But I was just sitting there watching it, and I'm like, oh my God, I wish they would have made better choices. Like, and I say that to my nephew sometimes. I'm like, you guys, just make good choices. And that's something that I wish for everybody to do more often. So after watching these episodes, and I just started thinking about the power of discernment, which discernment is just the ability to perceive and recognize a situation for what it is, without any sort of emotional attachment, without any, just kind of like very clearly seeing the situation. And so I feel like because of all the distraction that we have in our life right now, the power of discernment is sort of being sort of slowly taken away from us, from some people, from some like the media and like the culture and the busyness and our jobs and, you know, all that information that kind of comes in. But I really wanted to stress the power of discernment today, because that's something that kind of came to me last week also, but then also watching this episode about breaking of the bands. And I think in order to discern, if we were discerning more in every situation, we would be more aligned with our highest and our best selves, and with our highest and heart-centered intentions around that. So let me know if that makes sense for you guys. Because it's, in order to make a better choice, we need to see a situation clearly, but we also need to be in touch with who we are and aware of like what we want. So hi MK, hi Soul Space Psych, good to see you guys. So yeah, so we're talking about discernment, and discernment is not judgment. So with discernment, there is no good, there is no bad, there is no right, there is no wrong, and we are just seeing a situation clearly. So it's kind of like taking that higher perspective and really recognizing what it is without any sort of emotional attachment, any sort of desired outcome. But once you do that, then once you discern something, then you can tap into yourself to see what is your highest intention, what is your highest desire, and then make a choice accordingly. So I hope that makes sense. Because in every situation, it's kind of like a two-part process. And you can do this for anything physical, you can do it for anything spiritual, you can apply it to any situation. So whether you intend for a situation, whether you intend for it to be, you tend to experience like joy and adventure versus fear and suffering, that is going to inform your decisions and your choices and how you decide to move forward in whatever it is that you're dealing with. So realizing that you have the choice to feel uplifted and expansive, or you have a choice to feel destructive and drained in a situation, it's always a choice. And I think sometimes we forget that because there's a lot of automatic programming happening in the background, and just like old beliefs and old patterns and old ways of thinking that has sort of entrained us. And that's just kind of like our brain is like, okay, we're just going to do this. But realize that you can take your power back in discerning a situation so you can feel more empowered around that. And again, whether it's a physical thing, whether it's a mental thing, whether it is, more of a lifestyle thing, or the people that you choose to spend a lot of your time with, you always have a choice. And so I just wanted to remind you guys of that. And these choices, as they add up, that is what creates our reality. So if we have a history of making bad choices, like I mentioned in the beginning about Motley Crue and Guns N' Roses documentary I was watching last night, those things don't end up so well. Sorry about the noise. There's construction going on across the street, so I hope you guys can hear me. But a series of bad choices might lead to a bad situation. And again, no judgment, not good or bad, because everything that we experience is here for our highest and greatest good. And there are certain experiences that we have to go through in order to learn certain lessons. But as we make choices, this creates our reality and our reality and our reality. So my homework to you guys is to first forgive yourself for any choices that you think may have been bad or may have resulted in a situation that you don't think was the best. But forgive yourself for that, because there's always the opportunity to grow. There's always the opportunity for a lesson. So just know that you can forgive yourself, kind of cut that cord, leave that past behind, and kind of make a promise to yourself and give yourself permission to discern as you move forward and make choices that are aligned with your highest and best good, your heart's desires, and the good intentions that you want for yourself and your life. So I hope that makes sense. I feel like I was rambling a little bit, but give me a thumbs up if that makes sense to you guys, as far as like connecting the discernment, recognizing your life, the instances in your life, and that seeing it from a higher perspective, knowing that you have a choice to make, and whether it's serving your highest good, or, maybe not your highest good in the moment, because we're humans and we all have not so great, we're all, we're not like on point like all the time. But I'm glad, Sabrina. Thank you for the thumbs up, Vicki. And I'm glad it's making sense to you, Sabrina, and that you needed to hear it today. So it's just something that I feel that's been kind of like pushing to come out a little bit more the last few days. And last night was a full moon, so kind of the perfect time. We're still in that full moon energy because it just was yesterday morning, so we're still there. So the full moon is a great time to sort of like release and let go anything that's no longer serving you. So just kind of, if you need to do a little heart forgiveness or self-forgiveness, just kind of like say to yourself, set the intention, set the command that everything that you've experienced has led you to where you are now, and it's all good. It's all good. And you are choosing to move forward with a little bit more discernment in your life, as far as making choices that are soul aligned and heart aligned, and that serve your highest and your best good. So that's what I wanted to share with you guys today. Thanks for those who are here live, and for those who watch the replay. Let me know if you have any questions. Discernment, and we need to stand in that practice a little bit more to feel more empowered about the decisions that we make that serve us moving forward. So that was the message for today. And I will be here again, if this is your first time here, Tuesdays at 11:11. They might get longer depending on how this thing rolls out. I'm trying to be flexible about it. But thank you for showing up here, and thank you for listening to the message today. So it was if you're watching, it was definitely meant for you. So I hope you guys have a great rest of the week. Have a good morning, evening, night, wherever you are. Hi, Anne. Just kind of clocking off right now.